And welcome back, everyone, to round three tonight of Coalition League's Spring Split Week 4. I'm Random Minion Caster, and with me still is Rukter. Hey, Rukter, how are you?
Oh, fantastic random minion. Looking forward to the last game of the evening for us. MG Blaze versus C2.
Yeah, MG Blaze versus C2. MG Blaze continuing to lose two bans with their sub Ichora here. So we'll only have the three bans compared to C2's five bans.
Yeah, have an interesting draft coming out for you guys here with Lucian top lane and Shaco being unleashed for just by Oracle, known for his Shaco play. Definitely interesting to see what he can do and develop on this champion. Has decided to go for that electrocute, so I'll see if that's slightly more of that AD available rather than that AP. Definitely with 280 carries, could look maybe for that little bit more chaos that AP can provide with those boxes. But in the bottom lane, we do have Quinn and Demon Chains playing this Yumi as well. Definitely exciting to see that. And matched up against Wee Boys Lucian will be the Teemo top lane for Step Bro Brennan. How do you think that'll go?
Yeah, and I mean, these drafts are really, really far out compared to how these teams normally play. Like Teemo and Quinn, those are champions I don't think we've seen very much of. Teemo, we have seen Rings of Shadow Keepers play it a couple of times, but other than that, not really. Shaco, we've seen it once or twice as well, but not really MG Blaze's playstyle here. They usually have a more AoE tanky jungler, so to unleash just by Oracle on the Shaco here is going to be very interesting. And then the double marksman on MG Blaze. They've got a Misfortune. They've got a Lucian. This is very, very different. So I'm expecting a lot of fights, a lot of brawls, a lot of 1v1s and duels here. And I'm really excited to see what these teams can do with their unique compositions here. And that being said, we are loaded up here onto Summoner's Rift. So we're just going to move right on into there. Both teams should be spawning in a quick second here. So yeah, the top lane we will have the Teemo Lucian matchup here in the jungle. Echo Shaco, mid lane Syndra Irelia, and the bot lane MF and Leona versus Quinn and Yumi. So yeah, lots of definitely lane dominant sort of picks here who will want to fight. They're not going to be looking for late game skilling. They're just going to be looking for fighting.
Yeah, exactly. Massive picks coming out of this. Really looking forward to see how Stepbro Ryan can trade in this middle lane, as a Fed Radiator could really wreak havoc onto this fairly squishy lineup coming out of MG Blades, whether or not he can get a lead and really secure that, get that early Trinity Force as well. See if he does go for that Blade of the Rune King build that's been quite popular on Aurelia's.
Yeah, and specifically in that matchup, Syndra versus Irelia. Irelia is known to be a bit of a soft counter onto Syndra here, so definitely looking forward to that. Zyra has only played the Syndra, I believe, twice before this. It's mostly when his Cassiopeia and Vladimir are both banned, so I'm not sure if this Syndra Irelia matchup is one that he's comfortable with, or whether he's picking the Syndra just because it's a comfort pick here. But I'm also extremely interested in that top lane, Lucian top. Now that we have not seen here in the coalition.
Yeah, comfort and potentially a little bit more defensive for the team, just looking to have a bit more priority in the lane to allow Wee Boy to really try and boost and bolster his own lead up against Teemo. Teemo countered, though, into the Lucian. How does that match up fair? Obviously, range to range means Teemo has a little less of a good time, but that blind definitely could be pivotal into the trading into Wee Boy.
Yeah, so Lucian versus Teemo is actually a really interesting matchup, specifically because Teemo is considered a counter to a lot of ADCs, specifically the auto attack ADCs. But Lucian is almost more of a spell caster than a straight attack damage, than a straight auto attack ADC. So the blind will not be quite as effective here onto Reaper as it might be on some other casters, but onto some other ADCs, I mean. But still, like the amount of damage that can come out, and I'm personally not a fan of Teemo. I don't think he brings a lot to the table. If you have sweepers, if you have trinkets, a lot of his efficiency goes down. So I think that while the matchup might slightly favor Teemo, I actually think this is going to go Wee Boy's way, because Wee Boy is a very strong player. He does play Lucian very well as an ADC.
Just Oracle is looking into the bottom lane. Zenith Blade lands and first blood will be secured onto MG Bubble Lift. Ignite used from the jungler, just Oracle.
And
First gank, first blood.
there's that action that I was expecting to see here. One thing to note, interestingly enough, Demon Chains, first of all, not really staying on his ADC as much as we've seen.
This is gank to gank right now. Is step Ryan has to be careful in the mid. Gets absolutely blown up here in the bottom as well. Ignite down onto Demon Chains. This is a very explicit meta game coming out from NG Blaze. And that box as well in the mid. Step Ryan struggling to find purchases in this matchup.
And this is why people ban it against this by Oracle. He's a one-trick on it.
Kenza needs to be careful. Tanking so many minions, has to use the heal.
But top lane's where the kill is gonna happen.
Top lane as well. Fights all the way around the map. Very difficult to keep track of right now. As another box just puts Step Brennan in a little bit of a difficult spot.
And just like Oracle is 3 for 3. Bot lane, straight to mid lane, straight to top lane. Gets a kill in each of those lanes here.
Yeah, still hasn't taken his own blue buff as he's favoring it into the double flash forward for Brennan, and he will secure the double buffs.
And with that, C2's firing back against MG Blaze here. Good kills all around. And I was just talking about how Demon Chains is not really hugging his ADC as much as we've seen like Ikura hug his ADC last game when he was playing the on the Yasuo. And also, he took Flash, which is a very interesting choice for Yuumi here. Generally, you don't go Flash because Yuumi doesn't need it. You only ever go Flash if you were very insecure about the bodies that were carrying you. And if you're that insecure, you probably shouldn't be playing the Yuumi anyhow.
Just Baracles really wants his double boss back. He hasn't even taken his own blue buff yet. Just looking to camp this top side right now. Had a base already for that Vampire Acceptor, for that life sustain against the Teemo Poke.
Yeah, and just by Oracles, you know, he's already level 4. He's up from dropping to child despite not having fully cleared his own jungle here. Just, I think, taking CS out of lanes, taking, XP just off kills as well. And it's kind of worked for him. Drop this to child has been suppressed extremely heavily here. And the whole side of C2 here has to be careful.
Yeah, Ryan looking into the mid. Gets a very nice fuelless duel. Zara looking a little bit low here in the middle. Got the wave pushing against him as well, so he can squeeze that under tower a little bit. Try and stay healthy. Right, out of pots though. Needs to be careful for that level 6 all-in. Vanguard's Edge, so brutal in these mid lane matchups.
Yeah, as I expected, Irelia does have usually, it's considered a bit of a soft counter to Syndra, but at 6, Irelia has...
Chara's actually level 3, looking for the stun onto drop. Gonna go over the wall as well. Nice stun up available. Level 4 drop has to run away. Just Oracle in the mid lane as well. A 4th kill going over. Just Oracle. Nice bit of engage there. Coming out as Unleashed Power. Secures it. Ryan manages to pick up Oracle though. The shutdown. But in the end, it will go. Double kill going over. Ishura makes the roam work.
That was such an odd fight mid as well. And that's one of the things you have to respect about Irelia. She's a lot tankier than she might appear, and that's why she's often picked into Syndra, because Syndra has a harder time bursting her down than she would other squishier mage champions in the mid lane. And we can see that their Separate Ryan had enough time, soaked up the Syndra out, still turned on and managed to kill just by Oracle here, which is absolutely huge. Will slow him down a little bit. He's making an absolute menace out of himself. 2, 1, and 3. Perfect kill participation here for just by Oracle.
Yeah, putting on a clinic with just these ganks just profusely looking for the reset on his red buff, as well as that will slowly come up. Actually go on the AD route as well. Kind of an interesting choice with double ADCs on the map. We'll have to see if he can really get the lead. It's going to be more presence on Zyra Ascend to get a lead on this Syndra in the mid lane. We need that Unleashed Power to be able to burst someone so they can't all just stack armor in the game.
Yeah, and they're still looking for more.
Demon Chain's gonna be face checking into a burst. That's not what you want to be doing as Yuumi. Can't reattach. Just Bar, of course, here for the cleanup as well. Kenzan has to run, but another stun there coming out of Ishura and a double kill going down to the bottom. That'll mean the Drake's available. Ocean first on the map for MG Blaze.
Yeah, and once more, Demon Chain just on his own wandering about. You know, you're a Yuumi. Get a body, right? Like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to face check. You don't have to be that risky. And he took the flash, didn't even get to use the flash, even though he had it and wasn't attached to anything. So, you really don't think that pick is working out good for the side of C2.
Yeah, nice engagements and just Oracle just hovering bot side, top side. I mean, this man is absolutely everywhere, but it's a CS discrepancy in the bottom lane. MG Bubble left, having a field day 2-on-1, and this early pit Quinn looking to try and get a bit of a lead into this early game. It's just not working out for them. Bit of a culling into the top as well, but Brendan's going to be able to dodge most of it.
Yeah, and you know, there's a bit of a running joke we have about MG Blaze here having this record that they hit almost every week, 1 kill per minute, and they're looking to be quite on track. 7 kills in 8 minutes here. That's where MG Blaze is at, and with this game, the way players are playing, it's set to keep that record of 1 kill per minute, because both sides are looking to fight constantly. We talked about Kness and Demon Chains in the bot lane. They're behind, and yet they are still looking to poke people down, still looking to get fights on against Bubble Lift and Ichira. And mid lane, you know, Stepbro, Ryan, and Zyrosen constantly at it, trading damage all the time. Top lane, we see the same thing. Stepbro, Brendan, and Weeboy here just constantly trading damage, though Weeboy getting the worst end of it right now. Yeah, I do expect to see more kills across the map, and I'm not expecting to see as many team fights this game, just based on how they've been playing so far.
Yeah, whether or not just Oracle, he has Ignite available to him, maybe looking to the top side of the map. Stepbro Brendan, very healthy though. He steps forward aggressively, he didn't want that. Ignite comes down, Brendan now has to run away from just Oracle. Trying to kite into the shrooms though, gonna get a slow, flashes away, but it's only to his own demise. He's flashed into the wrong part of the base. Enemy territory for him as well. Just trying to go invis now, just Oracle can secure that. A little bit going down, and in the bottom lane as well. Tower dive in process. Bullet time gonna be flashed away from. Here comes the flash out. Demon Chains. Ichira very, very low. Looking to go back in, but it's Bubble Lift who's tanking the tower. Able to get the support out. Dropped as a child. Gets a nice little bit of a slow there. Draws Duet doing its work as well. Managed to get a shutdown onto just Oracle in the top lane. Weeboy now on the chase. Can't quite find too much, but Zyros here for the flank. Really nice double stun as well. Dropped as a child, gonna go down first. We do have Unleashed Power, the power spike is there. Stepped up right, looking to trade back on the Weeboy, but it's not gonna matter as Unleashed Power does come down in the bottom lane. Heal coming out for Bubble Lift as it's just engagements coming all the way around the map. Ichira manages to go back into it, forces the flash for flash out of 80 carries.
I think I can just go home now. There's no time for analysis in this game. It's just non-stop fights here. And I'm loving it. That unofficial ace, that was 6 kills over that last minute. We talked about 1 kill per minute. We're now 12 kills in 10.5 minutes. MG Blaze out for blood in this game 3 here.
Yeah, that was brutal. Random Minion absolutely just smacking the ground running. 12 kills to 3. Already 10 minutes in the game. You said 1 kill a minute. They are above that right now. We have a Drake spawning in 2 minutes as well. You know, more contestation is going to happen there. We have Luden's Echo. Essence Reaver finished for the carries there. Blade the Rune King slowly finished for Weeboy. Struggling for farm a little bit in the top lane. But it's this presence coming out of just Oracle. It's just absolutely immense in the early stages of the game.
Yeah, he had 100% KP. Doesn't quite have it now, but still has the highest on his team. 3, 2, and 5 right now. That's 8 out of 12 of the kills that have occurred on his team here, assisted or caused directly by Oracle. And it looks like they're gonna keep hunting the clown now. Dropped as a child, and Stepbro Ryan having had a taste of that clown flesh, looking for more. That was a beautiful chrono break in the last match from Dropped as a child to get back onto Just by Oracle and pick up the kill. And his chrono break is back up again. Looks like he's gonna try to
the culling down, but to no effect. Just Oracle on the run now. Stepbro Ryan trying to chase down, but in the process, dropped as a child. Now looking to close onto Weeboy. He has to flash the wall. Zyrosen now looking to push onto the front line. Gets a nice sun up, maybe looking for the damage, but they're flashed away from us. Drops as a child. Stepbro Brendan has a nice little bit of a shroom wall coming out. This is the choke point that they want to play around. Stepbro Ryan flashed away from us as well. Here comes that choke point we talked about. Here come the slows of Teemo. Brendan now trying to hold the line, but Stepbro Ryan gonna get pulled out on the Unleashed Power there. Drops as a child going forward onto Weeboy. Can he find a little bit of action? Has to disengage. Gets the kill as well. Now coming forward into the bottom lane. Kenzen on the trip. Gonna go down. Traded for his life as well as Demon Chains. Loses his Parasite carrying feed in the process, but tries to get a few heals. In the bottom side, it's this 2-man stack for Bubble Lift and Ichira as they get 2 towers as well. It's a little bit of a collapse, but a little bit of a comeback in the top lane, but to what expense?
Yeah, and I think blood is getting into the eyes of C2 a little bit here. They just gave up 2 turrets in the bot lane for that fight in the top lane there. As you said, at what cost? That's 2 turrets down. That's a 7,500 gold lead at 13 minutes into the game here. I believe that is possibly the widest gold lead we've seen in the Coalition League. And it's because they're just fighting non-stop. And unfortunately for C2, they're picking these fights and they're not winning them. And it's going to cost them if they keep doing this.
Yeah, lethality stacking up here for just Baracool. They're now setting around this Dragon Solar Flare, going to be a little bit short. But they're just contesting this bottom river. They're looking for this Infernal Dragon to collapse onto it. Step Bro Ryan doesn't have priority mid. Zyrosen holding firm. Flawless Duet not going to be able to land the stun. Zyrosen maybe looking for a little bit of burst. Going down onto it, but here comes dropped as a child looking for Zyrosen, putting out the flash. Not going to matter. Step Bro Brandon in the top lane as well. Maybe going to fall to the Lucian. Weed Boy gets slowed up. He's looking for his team. Drop to the child. Manages to secure the exit. But in the mid, Step Bro Ryan going to fall.
Yeah, that C2 dropped as a child, saw the dragon take and chose to ignore the dragon take, instead going to try and pick up Zyra Ascend in the mid lane there. So definitely they're favoring kills as the most important thing right now for themselves. And to a certain extent, I do believe that was the original win condition they were thinking of. It's just they've picked lanes which have really great kill potential.
Kenzen looking to go onto the Leona, going forward, having to flash defensively, but it's not going to matter. Drops his assault, secures that. Kenzen now trying to kite away from just Baracool, going to go under the tower as well. Dropped as a child, maybe going to be able to pick up a double here. Going forward, and Step Bro Brendan manages to ward out onto MG Bubble Lift, has to back away from the double AD combo as they don't think they can take the fight.
Drop as a child doing work right now for his team, getting a lot of picks, a lot of damage here.
Oh, that Vanguard's edge was massive, but unfortunately Zyrosen just says no and just stuns him away, stops the fight before it even begins in the middle lane.
Yeah, consent is important, and Zyra did not consent to Sepro Ryan approaching him, just pushes him right away there. And you know, if you ignore the fact that the bot lane got those free 2 turrets, the teams are actually fairly even here.
Sepro Ryan has to be very careful. Level end is there. Nice double stun. But he's under tower. He's gets stunned down. Solar Flare going to be wide yet again.
Yeah, and Ishura not landing as many solar flares as he did in his game 1 here. He was on point in game 1, but this game having a bit of problems landing his solar flares, landing his Zenith Blades. But he has no problem landing his Q there. With all the fights going on, people just running into his face.
Step Up Brennan going to get stunned up, but here comes the Lost Chapter looking for the collapse here for Kenzen as well. Zyrosen doesn't quite get the full chunk as the healing comes out for Yuumi. Drop to the child now going forward. Has the red buff, looks for the smite under the tower, but has he gone too deep? He has his ultimate, but he's not going to be able to use it as the CC is there and just by Oracle manages to secure it.
Yeah, and when you're diving a Leona, you always have to remember there's going to be CCs galore coming at you when you dive her, and he didn't even have a chance to chrono break because of those CCs. But this C2, the pace that C2 has been sort of pushing here is kind of working a bit to their favor, I think. MG Blaze having problems rotating, getting the objective, playing the style that they are familiar with, and that gold lead has not grown. We said 7,500 before, and it's still sitting at about 7,000 gold. That being said, they did just pick up Herald on the side of MG Blaze, so MG Blaze still looking at objectives, still looking to take turrets and everything like that.
Yeah, they've had to pull Sepro Brendan into the mid lane, but it's not going to matter as the 3-man push is strong here. The kite back, the Vanguard's edge looking onto 3, but he's just taking damage. Solar Flare lands this time, but Zyrosen's going to be able to pick up the first kill of the fight. Put a timer at the top, looking for Kenzen, who's going to fall in the process as well. Drops his child now, kites back to double it. Can he get it? No, he can't. Double kill going over to Zyrosen, and they're looking for a push again here, and it's Teemo left alone.
And that bullet time was absolutely disgusting. Kinesin getting melted right through that. And now MG Blaze will be able to just push up mid. They have the Herald. Boy has decided not to participate in this madhouse of kills right now. Watch the split pushing the top lane continuously there.
Oh, that feels so bad. Just the last stick of Ignite there coming down for just Baracle as another Rift Herald smashes down into the mid lane. Here we go. Kenzen back up. Another tribute for Demon Chains coming in. Zyrosen looking for a little bit more. Can they get this inhibitor? Should they stay? Step Ryan looking for the 2-man up into the top lane. Ishiro tanking it up. Really nice culling. Flash forward here for Weed Boy as well. Under tower. Can't quite find it. Dropped as a child, maybe looking for the back of the end of this thing. He needs to find what he can. Ishiro stops the back. Now he's looking for it. Level 9 to level 11. I don't think this is quite the fight that he wants. Got to go down to the 1v1 anyway to Wee Boy.
I don't... That fight was just... Weebo was out of mana. Could not finish off Sepro Ryan. Dropped as his child comes running in without his chrono.
Flash forward aggressively for Kenzo, but he just gets absolutely blown up. Zara yet again. The no button is there. Wonderful stun coming back out. Step Bro Ryan on the flank though, looking for Ishiro. Gets stunned up, but Step Bro Brendan, who gets the unleashed power. Kenzan as well, going to be able to secure that on the back end. This is a one fight here for C2.
The fights are just continuing here. C2 slowly clawing their way back into the game. And it looks like Just by Oracles has decided to go for the dragon there. They are still, MG Blaze still having the focus on objectives, which is what you need to win the game. Kills are fun and they're great to watch, great to cast, but they won't win your games. What wins the games is taking down the Nexus. And right now, MG Blaze is still focused on taking down the Nexus. They've cracked the inhibitor turret in the mid lane. They have pushed up the bot lane real far, and there's only one outer turret, one inner turret, sorry, tier 2 turret remaining for the side of C2, and it's in the top lane there, but it's not the healthiest turret. It's lost about a third of its health perhaps. So yeah, right now I think C2 needs to reset and figure out what on earth they're doing, because right now they're just fighting for the sake of fighting without any real objectives.
Just cool. Tempting fate here, has the blood to be able to get out, but Kennison is here as well, looking for Just by Oracle, kiting back into the team. Zenith Blade gonna go wide. Solar Flare, nice into the engagement, into the choke point, going forward, flashing aggressively. Just by Oracle, sped up here, bubble it. Bullet time is huge! And dropped by As a Child, has to reset immediately, has to get out of the fray, gonna go down, double kill, going over to Wee Boy. Now they're re-aggressing back onto Step Bro Ryan, but he's going to go down. Timo picks up a kill somewhere as well. And that'll be a fight, a whitewash going over to MG Blaze.
Yeah, the score 24-12. It's pretty accurate to the story we've seen thus far. It's not so much that...
Brendan going to get slowed here onto Bubble Lift. The last little bit of a tick and the last little bit of a kill to boot. Nicely done, nicely picked up. But will that be enough? How far behind is Kennison? 86 farm. Oh, this Quinn.
I really don't know what to say about this bot lane here from C2. They've had a rough game.
Yeah, might have the slows here. Out of mana, gonna be able to get the root. Trying to say no again, Zara just kiting backwards, but dropped As a Child. Gonna be able to secure it at the back end of that. And we go back on. This middle inhibitor is tempting fate, tempting people to come for it. Who will be the next contender?
Yeah, I feel like the objectives right now, these turrets, they're not so much things to fight to protect so much as things to just fight over. They're sort of the area, the designated area for the teams to just fight constantly on. And it's not like teams are getting picks right now. It's not like they found somebody isolated on their own. It's more like there are fights breaking out all the time, and people aren't basing after the fights, and then they get killed as soon as the other team respawns, and so forth, so on and so forth. So that 25-14 score, mostly it's reflecting the difference in skill here. For every kill that C2 is getting, MG Blaze is taking.
Yeah, Just by Oracle doesn't quite get over the wall, has to come back, but he's into 2 now. Drop by Oracle. Doesn't even need the little box there coming out as MG Bullet Time, as you said, just picking fight left, right, and center. Now they're starting up the Baron. 3-4 man in the mid though. They're unawares of this coming out. Just by Oracle can tank it up. Icharo as well. Bubble lives so much damage with these triple crits.
Yeah, Just by Oracle taking a lot of damage from that Baron now. He has to be careful as C2 comes in, because C2 will want to fight him. They see him low, they will dive him. They don't care about dying right now. They just care about getting
slowed up. Nice double stun, but he's going to fall to MG Bubble Lift early on in this fight. In the back end of it, Isharo is looking to start something as well, igniting onto Brendan, coming out. Zyrosen, nice double stun going forward now. Step by Brendan, has to run back to his tower, but just by Oracle says no, gifting another kill over to his mid laner. Coming back, dropped As a Child, just has no team left. Manages to find one back, but it doesn't matter as he'll go down as well. MG Bubble Lift in the mid finally gets that inhibitor.
And yet another ace this game, this time not an unofficial ace, but a full clean ace here. And they have the burn buff, they have 4 people, they're just going to push right towards this Nexus here. Sephiroth Ryan should be coming up in a second or two. Kinesin will come soon after, but...
He actually ended into the team. Here comes Sephiroth Ryan looking for the shutdowns all the way. Kennison, what can he do against Bubble Lip? Not too much, he just doesn't have the damage. He's only got Player the Rune King available. And literally trying to ult the Nexus there. Bullet time now gets carried away from Master Flash, is burning down to the Ignite, and that'll be secured. A little bit of an overstay as they cheese a little bit, don't quite commit to the towers.
Yeah, and even with that handed over, that was another unofficial pentakill on the side of C2. Even with that handed over, I still don't think they win this. Like, it's going to be real rough to come back, and frankly, like that, these compositions, they don't have comeback mechanics. Both compositions rely on just basically killing a lot and getting ahead, and then taking your lead and picking like crazy fights, basically.
You have 20 seconds just to be able to secure vision around this Soul Drake here coming out for MG Blaze. If they can try and rally for this, Zyrosend is on the top side of the map, so potentially not looking to contest this as the resurrections are coming through. Just Oracle now looking to deny vision. Nice little bit of a slow there for Jups as a child. Kennison maybe looking for a little bit of damage, but he just doesn't have an item. 2-level lead down on the jungler right now. Jungler XP has been buffed. Sephiroth Ryan just holding the line there. Does he really want it? Wait, they're just dancing. Not sure what's happening now.
But Just by Oracle has broken the truce.
They've given up on the fight. They've given up on the fray. Wee Boy now looking for the engagement coming out. Drops his child, just goes back to into the team. Can't quite find Just Oracle as they will now look to push to the end. They say no to the soul. They're just pushing mid now, looking for the aggression. They're looking for kills though. They are really just like playing with their food right now. MG Blaze looking for Brendan, but he just kites him back into the team. Xenon Blade gonna miss. Bubble Lip lands a slow though, going forward. Lost Chapter isn't gonna be able to slow down Bubble Lip as he just aggresses forward. Healing coming out of Yumi, but will it be enough? Bullet timing into the base, tries to get a little bit of a healing. Will finally find it. They are just inching into the tower right now. Bubble Lip looking for a little bit more. Ichara and Wee Boy maybe looking to end the game, but no, they're looking aggressive onto Kennison. He doesn't have the damage. We've said this before. We'll say it again. Wee Boy going to go into the back end of that as Drop to the Chart and Ryan come up from base. Now it's just the support. It's just the double buffed Leona on the back end of this going down. The minions aren't going to quite be able to secure it, and we will have another reset.
Yeah, I think both of them at this point. Yeah, just fooling around, honestly. The ones doing the most work are probably the minions at this point. C2's just kind of given up hope, and on the side of MG Blaze, I think they're just trying to set a record in terms of kill count. They've got 39 kills in 25 minutes. That was almost a kill and a half per minute right now.
Yeah, I mean, looking at itemization, I kind of question the Rune Oracle. These fights are so spread out. There's so much mobility on the other team that grouping them up together for that big sort of like wombo combo isn't necessarily needed, but it doesn't matter. You've completed your 100% crit chance now. We almost have Death Cap finished for Zyrosend as well when he can turn that in, because burst will just be absolutely immense. We talk about this bottom lane farm as well. We only have Blade of the Rune King finished 26 minutes into the game, just so slow on this Quinn that really needed to snowball the early game. This soul will now go over to MG Blaze.
Yeah, and that's another game where they get a Flame Horizon. MG Blaze getting a Flame Horizon in game 2 versus Pendulum as well. So they're really...
That's by Oracle looking for the end. Can he find it? He'll just get stunned up and taken down by Demon Chains. Hachiko into the clone as well. But he was just buying time for the Drake there into the bottom lane. They're going into this bottom lane now, potentially looking for a little bit more, looking for picks, as you say, playing with their Food Minion.
Yeah, and even 4v5, I think they still take this easy. They'll still get their kills, and they still got super minions pushing in, so they'll get that Nexus.
Double stun, Wee Boy dropped as a child. Back end of that, bullet time looking for 2. Kennison now very, very low, gets slowed down with the slower Blade of the Rune King going forward. Brendan just kiting away from the base. That's not really where he needs to be. There is a super minion now hitting onto the Nexus. Zyrosend not even hitting it. Decided to chase for their food as they run them around the map.
Yeah, that super minion got distracted by the spawning minions there, but should be able to take this down soon. On the side of C2, Drop This as a Child will be up in about 10 seconds, but I don't think that will be enough as the Nexus finally goes down here. Very one-sided game here, Rukter. I must say. I mean, it was
Yeah,
fun to
I mean, it
cast,
was
but
23 kills, so they definitely did have some moments. They definitely ran into the Nexus, a little bit of BM struggling to end the game in class and style, but a win nonetheless, and aggression coming out. And nice to see Just Oracle playing the Shaco, having such an immense pressure. We saw that gank from bot to mid to top, and just successful every single way.
yeah, I mean, teams will have to watch out for that Shaco. And even though it was a bit of a stomp, there are certainly things for teams to watch out for. I mean, I'm not sure the Lucian top worked out quite the way they hoped, but certainly that Shaco pick early game is absolutely monstrous. So, if, you're going to let that through, you've got to get ready to pay that price in the early game here.
Yeah, exactly. And MG Bubble, they've just getting so ahead of Kenizen in that bottom lane. For ending the game 27 minutes in, only one item, struggling to finish that second one, struggling to find purchase in this game.
Yeah, and with that, MG Blaze will finish their week 3-0, still undefeated in week 4. They've only got one more week to go to make their round robin phase completely undefeated. But next week they will be facing second place Raw Rampage, the only legitimate threat to their first place in the league currently. C2 on the other hand, end their night 0-3. Not performing well tonight, so hopefully we'll have to see how they go. They've fallen from fourth position, tied with 100 Weebs at the start of the night, to fifth place now. So for C2, we'll have to see if they can climb back up next week. And with that, we are done for tonight. That is all the games we have for week 4 here. And on behalf of all of us here at Coalition League, we thank you for tuning in and hope to see you guys next week.